Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create a funnel chart in Excel. The benefit of a funnel chart is it shows you how you progress from a larger number down to a smaller one. So for example, if you've got a company's earnings report and they start with a gross profit number and eventually get down to a net income number, you want to see where the company lost profitability along the way, or how it ended up from that gross profit number down to a net income number. There's a lot of ways you can do this, through a waterfall chart, through bar charts, whatever the case may be. In this example, I'm going to show you how it looks in a funnel chart. And so the first thing that I'm going to need to do is calculate the running total. So here I've truncated some of these, or got rid of some of these line items from the company's earnings report, just because there was a lot of items here I wanted to consolidate as much as I could. So we've got revenue, we've got cost of sales, we've got operating, SG&A, net interest expenses, other gains and losses, and then provision for income taxes. So if I take the total of revenue all the way down and I put the negatives, the cost as negatives, and so the sum is $13.94 billion. So that's the ending amount I'm going to arrive at. So if you need to calculate a running total or a cumulative value in Excel, the easiest way is using the sum function. You open it up, you select your starting value, select the colon, select the same value, except now you're going to freeze that first value. So that way that stays intact, and it's just this second cell that's going to change. So as I move down, now I've got that 13.94. So Excel's telling me that these formulas are inconsistent, but that's exactly what I want them to be because they're always expanding. So that's how you can calculate a cumulative a cumulative total. And this is what I'm going to use for my funnel chart. So what I'm going to do is copy these values over here just to put them more easily to create a chart out of this. So we've got my values, my totals, and let's call this change in earnings. And now what I can do is go to Insert, Recommended Charts, and Excel automatically detects a funnel chart here, but in case it doesn't, you can go to All Charts, and at the bottom you've got a funnel chart. So you won't see this if you're working on an older version of Excel, but if you've got Excel 365 or something fairly new, you should see the funnel chart on your list of charts. So I'm going to hit OK, and now this is what the funnel chart looks like. Now, immediately, what you'll notice is that with a funnel chart, when you're going from a significantly large number to a small one, it's not terribly effective in conveying that information and showing you where those big drops were, because revenue is going to be a big drop after you factor in cost of sales. So arguably that's not a good starting point. So you're better off starting at gross profit, which is what I'm going to call this. So gross profit, and I'm going to move this up. And now I'm going to rerun my chart here. And now it looks a bit better, but as you can see, it's still a bit of significant change. So as you expand it, you can start to see more of the numbers in here. And so you could make this even narrower if you wanted to start from, let's say SG&A. So I can move this up once more. And now let's say after SG&A expenses, the profit was $25.9 billion. And now let's do the funnel chart once more. And now this is a bit more useful because now we can see a more gradual change in the cumulative earnings. So imagine that, after the company reported, after its cost of revenue, after its selling, general, and admin expenses, its profit was $25.9 billion. Then after net interest expense, it was down to 21.7. After other gains and losses, down to 18.7. Then after taxes, it was down to 13.9 billion. So this was its net income. This was its pre-tax income. And so you could see how it progressed from this larger value down to a smaller one. So the main things to keep in consideration when you're creating this chart is that you don't want to start from an extremely high number and going to an extremely small number, just because it's going to be hard to show a gradual change in that chart. But if you're showing a more gradual change, this is where a funnel chart can be effective, where you don't have many line items and you're not going from a huge number here down to a tiny number here. Ideally for a funnel chart, you want to show something a bit more gradual. And if you're seeing larger swings in value, then something like a waterfall chart might be more effective in that case. But I just want to show you how you create a funnel chart in Excel. It's a cool, relatively new chart that can be one way to add a bit more context to your dashboards and reports.